From blueprint to global replication. The ideas presented in this book describe the structural architecture of a stewardship village network. However, transforming a conceptual model into a replicable global system requires a second layer of development, a comprehensive operational manual. This manual functions much like the franchise system used by successful global organizations. Every major component of the village model is translated into precise documentation, enabling aligned groups around the world to reproduce the model with consistency and integrity. The operational manual includes detailed protocols for land trust formation and legal structure, nonprofit governance and licensing systems, site selection criteria for village locations, village network spatial design, village and housing layout architecture, governance frameworks and civic duty rotation, critical industry and labor distribution models, infrastructure requirements for food, water, energy, and waste systems, education systems and curriculum frameworks, health and safety protocols at every scale of community life. In addition to the operational manual, a second document is available for investors and strategic partners. This condensed prospectus outlines startup costs, development timelines, projected revenue streams, and capital recovery structures for the initial build-out phase of the network. Together, these documents transform the philosophical blueprint presented in this book into a fully actionable system capable of responsible replication. About the author. This work did not begin as a theory. It began as a series of lived experiences that did not make sense. In her 20s, Heather encountered breakdowns across multiple systems meant to support human well-being. Healthcare, mental health services, economic stability, and community structure. What initially appeared as personal struggle revealed a broader pattern, the same underlying failures repeating across different areas of life. There were moments where these gaps became impossible to ignore, navigating illness without clear answers, encountering support systems that address symptoms but not root causes, and experiencing financial instability despite sustained effort. These were not isolated problems. They pointed to deeper structural misalignment. Rather than accepting these failures as inevitable, she became focused on understanding their source. Over time, this led to a deeper examination of how systems are designed, how incentives shape behavior, and why well-intentioned structures often produce outcomes that feel disconnected from the people they are meant to serve. Much of this work was developed under conditions of constraint, including periods of rebuilding life with limited resources while raising children. These circumstances did not interrupt the process. They clarified it. This book is the result of that process. It represents an attempt to move beyond isolated solutions and instead design a coherent framework where governance, economics, and care are structured to reinforce one another rather than operate in conflict. Heather holds an associate's degree in human services and a bachelor's degree in small business management. However, the foundation of this work comes less from formal credentials and more from sustained observation, lived experience, and an ongoing effort to understand how systems succeed or fail, the people within them, and what it would take to design them differently.